Top story tonight. A number of guns and equipment were taken when bandits robbed a security firm last night. Police have confirmed that they are investigating a robbery at ANC Security Services Limited on Barbary Hill in St. Michael. Lawmen say the incident occurred at midnight. CBC spoke with Acting Police Public Relations Officer Station Sergeant Roland Cobbler, who said there were no reported injuries. While he did not confirm that guns were among the items stolen, a source close to the company has told CBC News several guns are among the missing items. More stranded Dominicans continue to be brought out of cut-off communities by air and sea. A crew comprising the Barbados Coast Guard and the Barbados Fire Service is among the several rescue teams in Dominica lending assistance. CBC's Ryan Broom is in Roseau, from where he filed this report.
In addition to the Dominica Grammar School, a number of other schools and community centers have been converted into emergency operating centers. Deputy Local Government Commissioner Claudine Roberts has said that the Grand Bay Community Center houses the most residents, about 105, while the Dominica Grammar School, where hundreds were taken after being rescued from Petite Savannah on Monday, now has about 89 residents. She explains that many people are transitioning from the shelters when family and friends come to collect them to take them to other communities. In the meantime, the HMBS Barbados Trident continues to engage in rescue efforts in collaboration with local and regional Coast Guard personnel. Further efforts are planned for today. Reporting from Roseau in Dominica, this is Ryan Broom for CBC News.
Thank you, Ryan. With several schools across Dominica currently being used as emergency shelters, the new reopening date for the new school term has not yet been set. That's according to Chief Information Officer at Dominica's Government Information Service, Mervyn Paul. Mr. Paul was giving an update following the passage of Tropical Storm Erica last Thursday.
Some of the schools are being used as shelters, and some of the schools were in fact damaged. So that I suspect what will happen, based on my discussions at the EOC, that some schools will open before others. So it will be a gradual thing before all schools can be open. But some schools were damaged, so that it will take some time, and others may reopen. The Dominica State College has actually announced that they'll be opening on the 7th.
Well, aid and relief continue to pour into Dominica, with the European Union providing just under $1 million EC in emergency humanitarian funding. Chargée d'Affaires delegation of the EU to the Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Sylvia Koffler, tells CBC News the $913,000 EC is but the first step in its assistance.
We are now looking also on more long-term assistance. And the main focus of this first aid is restoring access to essential health services, medical care capacity. We are trying to provide safe drinking water. This is obviously a big problem, to ensure proper hygiene, sanitation, and waste management, and finally also to implement crucial disease prevention. That's why we are actually delivering this aid in cooperation with the United Kingdom's Department for International Development, DFID, and with PAHO, the Pan American Health Organization.
Well, the Barbados-based Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, or SEDEMA, has ramped up mobilization of response teams for Dominica following the declaration of special disaster areas in that country. Over 100 members of the CARICOM Operational Support Team, the CARICOM Disaster and Assessment Coordination Team, and the Regional Search and Rescue Team are on the ground. They're working closely alongside their counterparts, including SEDEMA's Emergency Operations Specialist, Brigadier General Earl Arthur, who's also leading the CARICOM teams on the island. And a Venezuelan military plane has become the first aircraft to touch down at the Douglas Charles Airport following the devastation wrought by Tropical Storm Erica. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit has said each elected parliamentarian, meanwhile, including members of the opposition, have specific responsibilities in the effort to restore the island. Prime Minister Skerrit said he's been in communication with some of the parliamentarians for updates and to find out what additional support is required. In the meantime, Dominicans who call Barbados home will be meeting on Saturday at the Our Lady Queen of the Universe Catholic Church in Black Rock to coordinate their response. That meeting of the Dominica Association of Barbados is slated for 5 p.m. at that venue, and efforts will be made to connect with Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit during the course of the meeting. The group has already made an appeal for assistance to help displaced communities. The Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation, the CBC, has a new chairman and a new deputy. HR management consultant Peter Earle has been appointed chairman, taking over from Michael Worrell, who has resigned. The new deputy chairman is attorney at law Tracy M. Codrington. She replaces Althea Wiggins Rock, who has been appointed as Deputy High Commissioner to London. We'll have more news in just a moment, but first we want to get your take on this question. Do you think the regional response to assist Dominica has been well coordinated? You can text yes or no to short code 8111. We'll have the results for you at the end of the news.
When you need freedom to express yourself, there's nothing like the home you own. Let Scotiabank open the door for you with advice and payment options that match your budget. Visit us today. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
Shoes, shoes, shoes. Megville is offering good shoes at good prices. Shoes for dress, work, hotel, and restaurant workers. School shoes and casual wear shoes. Go to Megville, where you'll always get good shoes at good prices. Located in Tudor Street, High Street, and Palmetto Street in Bridgetown.
Where do friends meet and where can you meet new friends? Well, join us for Q in the Community. Join Q 100.7 FM in one of our bedroom communities every single Thursday.
Join Archulus and the team from 11 to 5 p.m. with the compliments of Bryden's, distributors of Stag Beer, A Man's Beer, and Dewar's Scotch Whiskey.
You too can take part in the fun karaoke contest and win sponsor prizes. And of course, you can stay for the after party. Q in the Community, live on Q 100.7 FM.
Thank you for watching QTV.
Q in the Community this Thursday, September 3rd, will be hosted by East Point Grill and held at East Point, St. Philip. See you there.
A major effort continues to help Barbados and other countries in the region reduce stigma and discrimination against people living with HIV/AIDS. Local, regional and international health providers were today being updated on the outcomes of the Caribbean Regional Health Policy Project, which focuses on stigma reduction. Project Director Dr. Sunita Sharman says over the last 5 years, they've been working closely with many partners to improve health equity in the region.
Because of the leadership of USAID, BANCAP partners and others in this room, we have been able to make real and important contributions to improve quality of services at the health facility level. And as the director of the project, we are working in more than 30 countries, and I can see the application of these tools, techniques and packages in so many countries and can really improve the program and quality of services.
Meanwhile, Barbados Minister of Health, John Boyce, noted that despite all that has been achieved in the HIV response, there is always room for improvement.
I therefore welcome the outcomes of this project, which provide us with a country-specific roadmap for a coordinated response to HIV-related stigma and discrimination in our healthcare facilities. I am aware that in going forward, a number of steps will be required, including financing and technical assistance, as well as a greater engagement with partners in civil society.
With Barbados Revenue Authority, the BRA has issued a reminder that effective this income year, the individual income tax rates have changed. These changes follow this year's budget in June. The two new rates are 16% for every complete dollar of taxable income up to and including $35,000 and 33.5% of every complete dollar of taxable income above $35,000. Now, employers are also being reminded to adjust pay-as-you-go earned payments with immediate effect. Individual taxpayers are allowed a personal allowance of $25,000, and so their taxable income is calculated above $25,000. However, those receiving pension income over the age of 60 are entitled to a personal allowance of $40,000 with their taxable income calculated above $40,000. The existing personal allowances remain in place. The deductions, which are now granted, are for contributions to trade unions and statutory associations, national insurance contributions paid on behalf of an employee, donations to charities, including the church, and energy audit retrofits. Other special credits, such as foreign currency earnings allowance and double taxation relief, will also remain in keeping with Barbados's treaty arrangements. Honey Jam Barbados is here for the long haul. The local organizer of the all-female multi-genre artist showcase, Ebony Rowe, gave this commitment during its 2015 launch at the DV South Winds Hotel. Honey Jam was started in Canada in 1995 and was brought to Barbados in 2011.
We need your support for it to happen, and so we take cash and checks. We don't have a debit or Visa machine. We have our buttons that are only $5. They say Playgirl but no bunnies, so you can make a contribution that way. You can come to the show. You can tell people to buy tickets for the show.
Ms. Rowe admits that it's a challenge seeking financial support and would like to see Barbados's businesses adopt a more humane approach when withdrawing their sponsorship. She says such moves can mean the death of an initiative.
Because there aren't the funds to make it happen, and I think that more of them need to be mindful of that, and just in how we deal with one another. So, but those of you who know me also know that I don't get knocked down very easily, and if I do, it's only seconds before I'm going to get back up. So while that happened, there's no part of me really that is thinking that the show is not going on. So the launch is happening. I go by the leap and the net will appear philosophy. I have a strong belief in this initiative, in both Honey Jam and Honey Jazz.
In other news, 7 young Barbadians have secured some much-needed assistance in pursuing their educational goals from the non-profit scholarship organization, the Hope Trust Fund. The scholarships, valued at $3,000, will help offset the cost of basic school necessities. The winners were presented with the scholarships during a ceremony at the South Beach Hotel. Chairman of the Hope Trust Fund, Fawn Phillips, says they believe that no child's academic development should be hindered by financial difficulties that he or she may face. She recognized the donors, saying their philanthropic effort will help enhance the lives of the recipients.
Your philanthropy has expanded the opportunities available to enhance the lives of the next generation. I do make special mention of the founder of the Hope Trust Fund, Mrs. Alana Hines, who unfortunately could not be here with us to be a part of this celebration, but who also joins with the trustees and other members of the board in congratulating you on your success today.
Well, still to come, a look at some of the stories making headlines across the region. But first, a reminder that we'd like to hear from you on the question: do you think that the regional response to assist Dominica has been well coordinated? You can text yes or no to short code 8111, the result at the end of the